audit in order to take that safety issue out of the parks, and then going forward we could work on this new quote to decide how we're going to go about replacing the equipment that's there.
So you're making a motion to authorize, well, the expenditure would be like a total of somewhere like not to exceed $1,000?
Not to exceed $1,000.
Okay,
Yes.
for removal of these pieces of equipment as soon as possible.
As soon as, yeah, if
Right.
the vendor can.
Okay. Right. We have a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
I would just add, I'm going to vote for this. It kind of makes me sad. The park's going to be looking lonely. If I'm right, it'll still have the two children's swings and the
Solo tire.
the sculpture on the one tire until
Yeah.
we're able to.
And I thought about that. I mean, obviously, the safety is the most important thing, but we are blessed in that we have another park in Brian Gregg that's not too far away. And we'll try to get our other options turned around. I think the game plan is to get it done in early spring, where that's where the parks are going to be utilized anyway. It's an unfortunate situation, but it's the right thing to do, I feel, at this point in time.
Okay, if there's no further discussion, I'll call the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I have one additional item on that, which is a little odd. In fact, it's very odd. But I did have a call from a resident who said, if you're going to get rid of one of the tires, I'd like it. Apparently for a garden.
Yeah.
Would anyone have an objection to the tire being taken out? I don't know that a motion is necessary, Mr. Solicitor.
I think it would be nice for it to stay in the community rather than go to the dump.
Well,
Yeah, we have to pay for a tire disposal, so.
Well, I
this
think
makes
it's
more
being
sense.
rolled down the street.
No, but I mean, if you're going to take it to a dump, you have to pay for.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
for tire
if
disposal.
no one has an objection, I'm not making a formal
Yeah.
motion, but and I would call this resident and say, yes, you can have the tire, and I'll help you roll it down the street with a police escort or something.
Anybody object?
Are you going to help her dig it out?
No.
Yeah.
But I call on finance committee for that, actually.
I'm wondering, John, did the rec board consider getting a committee together to talk about a new vision for Linton Park?
Well, now that we have plenty of time to do that, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
it would be something. I mean, I'm not sure. I know that they're interested in the opening, the grand opening, and maybe options to grand opening as far as fundraising or things that we can do for the park. It would be something I'm sure they'd be more than happy to look at and give feedback
I think
on.
it was more, I've been approached by people who have said, well, if we're going to do something with the park, maybe we really ought to be thinking, we have an opportunity now to redesign it, particularly for the older children, because they are going to be losing an active space. When we take out that swing set, that's where the older kids tend to congregate. They're not allowed in the little, or they shouldn't be in the Peaceable Kingdom part, but they are in the other part. So I'm wondering if we want to, if the rec board would like to encourage some people to join a committee to. We have a number of landscape architects in town. I know that one is a member of the rec board, but maybe to bring in some people and maybe bring in some of the preteens or teens who are using that park to get some ideas about what they would like to put in terms of equipment to replace that swing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is a good idea and a good option. The thing to keep in mind, though, is from a financial standpoint, now that
Well,
this Windows change,
yeah.
I mean, it's something that I don't even know we have planned for because of now it's different. It's a different cost structure now.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm sure they'll be more than happy to provide input, and we can look at it. We have the time to do it, so.
Okay. Well, maybe to think about that for December, and if we could get something started, because I think it's an opportunity to get the users of the park who've experienced it over the years with people who understand how to design parks, so that when we do spend the money that will be allocated ultimately to buy that equipment, that it is the equipment that the users would like to have. So we're not saying it's going to cost more, but maybe better spent. So if, for example, and I'm not sure that this would come out this way, but maybe the people say, well, you know, instead of swings, we'd rather have more benches. You know, it's just to find out what thoughts there are out there to make it a very useful space and to make it meet the needs of the people who want to use the park. So we have an opportunity, because we're actually forced to step back and think about this for a little bit longer, that now is the time to get some more input and not just go back and replace what you took down, but to put a little bit more thought into what the final design of the park might be.
I can run it by him, yeah.
Okay, thanks.